When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
For 75 years, Corner Drug has been your trusted Health Mart pharmacy in Wapaton. As the prescription specialist, we're dedicated to your health. We provide immunizations to keep you safe, along with health pack compliance packaging for easy medication management. Plus, our medication synchronization ensures all your prescriptions are ready when you need them. Experience personalized care and expertise at Corner Drug, where your health is our priority.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Abby Johnson with the home run, just about to straight away center field.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Three Borders Sports Network. Welcome to our Giants Coaches Show, and it's presented to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to those of you watching on Red River Communications Cable Channel 28. I am Joel Schreiner, and that is the, what is it, legendary and...
Don't start that stuff.
Well, anyway, that's Brian Watson.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's better. Don't start that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know where that all came from, but
yeah, I was waiting for a man behind the curtain and all that stuff.
Yeah,
there's no curtain. People can't see that, but
no.
There's
Well,
really
Chad always thought you were over here.
No, well, that's right. We have
a studio audience.
I know.
Tonight.
I should have set up another camera so that we could.
Yeah,
we could see what's going on over here behind me. But
he's waiting for the microphone so he could ask questions to everybody.
We're not gonna give him a mic, are we?
That was not the plan.
Oh, okay. We got enough problems with this guy right here. So
Chad Affield's in the house as our studio audience tonight. So
yeah. We had him going though.
Yeah, we do.
We thought he wasn't going to be first, and he was all upset, and then we had to calm him down. And
he was not happy that Chad was in his chair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but he's here,
so we got him all wound up.
Yeah, we do.
Yep. So. Also, great. Want to say hi to the great Sir James Watson.
He was in the hospital. He's out of the hospital now. He broke out. Yep, he broke out. Yep. He doesn't like being locked up in the hospital.
No.
Yep. He had to miss a basketball game, so that was a little bit right there.
Even worse.
Yep. So
do they have internet in Illinois yet?
I don't know. Do they have internet out west? I mean,
no, they don't.
I know.
My mom's got it in mine, but I don't think anybody else in mine.
She's in the city, so
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, they have internet in Illinois.
That's funny.
See what I mean? We got to deal with this guy.
Well, hopefully Sir James is better.
He's feeling better, yeah.
All right.
He's out.
All right, good deal. And also, I got to say hi to my sister-in-law down in Kansas City. She's tuned in watching the Coach's Show tonight, Petey.
We don't like her, though, right? Because she's a Chiefs fan.
She's a Chiefs fan, right? And so, yep,
we're trying to convert her to a Steelers fan.
Well, or a Viking fan.
Yeah.
She's a transplant Viking fan.
Yeah. Go Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Is that what they say?
We'll have to get the coach's predictions as we go along here to see who's going to be right. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah,
at the end of each interview.
And are we going to say happy birthday, or are we?
Go ahead.
No, I'm not stealing that thunder, dude.
Happy birthday to Jeannie.
There we go.
She's tuned in watching too.
Yep.
So
happy birthday.
I think everybody in the house here knows her. So.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
And I baked the cake today, by the way.
Whatever. Let's move on.
I did.
We better move on. So
Jeff Ralph joins us here. Jeff Ralph is the head coach of the boys Huskies basketball team. And Jeff, thanks for joining us here tonight, and thanks for putting up with the man behind the curtain.
Happy birthday, Jeannie.
All right, that's pretty cool. All right, Jeff, and we're going to back up a few days here, and you had a weekend, Friday, Saturday games here since we last talked against Beulah and Killdeer came into town. Right now, the Huskies sitting at 3-2 in Region 1. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's go back and talk about that Friday doubleheader that you had on Friday and Saturday. First against Beulah, and these two teams, I think, if I remember right, Beulah was ranked. They were receiving votes.
They were getting votes, yep.
And then Killdeer came in ranked 3. But we'll talk about Beulah first, and it was a nice win there for the Husky boys that day.
You know, we really, just asserted ourselves defensively right away in that game, and that, you know, we talked about it last week how we just had no energy against Hillsboro, and it showed, and they come into our place after, we beat them by 23 and beat us. And, we took that talk into the game, and you look at 36-17, we held them to 3 points in the second quarter, and just dominated them defensively and rebounding wise, and that's what we have to do. We can't just let people score at will, and when you look at the game, they have this Sherrado kid, Braylon Sherrado. He's a junior, scored 43 at Valley City on Saturday. And we just did a great job on him, shut him down. He had 11 points on 12 shots. Trey just shut him down and kind of bothered him a little. We told him, keep your hands on him, be always touching him, be physical with him, and that kind of bothered him a little bit, I think, and kind of got him out of his game. And he still made a couple shots, but when you take him out, that really limits what they can do offensively. And they did have a kid, the Shane Schmidt, stepped up, and he made 4 threes, and I think that may be a little surprise to them too, maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's a basketball player, and I think what you can say about the Beulah kids is they're basketball players. They play good, solid basketball, but I thought our kids really just defensively, we kept them where we needed them to be, and we end up with a 12-point win. We were up 20 most of the game, and they made 3 threes in the fourth quarter, which really cuts it down. But I never felt like we were threatened. I never felt like it was getting away from us. I just thought we were solid all the way around. We had Braden and Jack both had 19 in the game.
Yeah.
Trayton had 12. And did the job on their guy. We shut down their guy, and that was big for us.
What did Sherrado end up with?
He ended up with 11 points, 6 boards.
And he had 40-some against Valley.
43 against Valley on the next night. So, just a great job by Trey and a great job by all our guys. I thought we rebounded really well. Landon led us with 7. Trayton and Bjorn both had 5. Braden had 4. Alex Cummings in the game had 4. Really just a good effort all the way around, and we needed that effort defensively and on the boards. And when you close down the lane and rebound, you can play pretty good basketball. We shot a good percentage. We shot 55% for the game. When you do that, you had a good chance to win. And a lot of that was, we rebounded some shots and got out and ran and got some easy buckets. And when you do that, that puts a lot of pressure on the other team to come back. And our defense is really good that night.
Yeah, it worked out really well for the Huskies, and a nice win against a team in the state that was receiving votes. So Saturday, a quick turnaround, a 3 p.m. game after an evening game, 3 p.m. game. First, how does that affect the boys? Tournament season, you might have to see that again, which maybe puts you in a good spot for that. But how does that affect the boys as far as that quick of a turnaround in less than 24 hours?
Right. Well, that's kind of what we treat it like. We bring them in the morning and walk through what we want to do, and I honestly, if we're thinking about was there some fatigue or whatever, I didn't see that. I thought our effort was even better Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any. I couldn't see any fatigue.
No,
from what I saw.
We defensively, I thought we're even better on Saturday afternoon, and And that's exactly what we had to do. They're really a long team.
Yeah, they were.
They defend really well, and I thought early in the game we just got it going right away, and that was huge because we could build the lead, and that's kind of their MO. We watched them play probably 5 times. They get behind and then they catch up, and then they lock in on defense, and they're hard to score on, and we found that out. And that's kind of what happened to us. We're up 6 with maybe 6 minutes to go, and then probably scored 2 more points the rest of the way. Where we didn't score the basketball. We only scored 8 points in the second quarter, or the fourth quarter gave up 22.
Yeah, I was going to say I think it was like a 22-6 or something, 22-8 in the fourth quarter. Wasn't it? And that's where it hurt. I mean, you were leading going into the fourth quarter.
Oh, we were
like
leading in the fourth quarter. Yeah, we gave up 48 for the game, 26 in the first 3, but we just didn't. We just didn't score. Yeah. Our offensive, we had, we talked about a couple early, but even late in the game, we had a dribble drive dish and we got blocked. Trey had a wide open layup, and the Reese kid came out of nowhere and blocked that. I mean, that was a sure 2 points. I mean, when he blocked, it was like, where did he come from?
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember that play. Yeah.
Just out of there. And, so many of those plays in that game, and especially in the fourth quarter, where we just didn't score the basketball. And but our effort was great. I thought our defense was fantastic. Trey again, we put him on Cale Hansen, and a kid who's averaging about 20 for them. Their point guard, they run their stuff through him, and he held him to 13. The shot that really hurt us, I think was. I don't remember if we were maybe down 1 or 2 or up 1 or 2, and we went to zone, and he was way out on top, and he just kind of measured it and hoisted it and made it, and that 3 was like, oh boy, here we go.
Hansen.
And it was deep, and but
I remember that one.
Even with that being said, we had opportunities. Landon had a putback he missed. Al had a dish that he missed. I mean, we had just so many things in that period where if you score, you're still up 4 or 6.
Yes.
And then that just changes the whole scenario of what's going on. And, credit to them. They're a good basketball team, the same exact players they had last year. We handled them pretty well last year, but we had a little more size last year. Yeah. But I thought we handled them okay for 3 quarters. And then it was just a matter of making a shot. And, I maybe should have looked at our second half shooting. We were 0 for 4 from 3, and we were 6 of 24 from 2, and that was in in both periods. So, we just didn't. We only scored 17 points in the second half. So that's tough. You got to get double figures every period. And, but I think in a game like that where it's going to be a low scoring game because we play good defense too. When you think about we held them to 48. I mean, that was a good defensive effort for us. So 2 good ball games against two solid, I don't know, what are they, Region 4, Coach?
Yeah, they're 4.
Region 4. I mean, they're 2 solid teams. So, those are good games for us.
Yep.
We got better playing those 2 games. I think you saw that last night.
Absolutely. We'll get to Valley City's game here shortly, but quick B-dub, I don't know if you saw it or not, but we got a message from, I think it was Ryan Schleppenbach, is the assistant coach for Killdeer. Sent us a nice message. Yeah. And just in case they're watching, we want to give congratulations out. I forget his first name. His son, Schleppenbach.
Owen Schleppenbach, yeah.
Got his 1000th point there, and Coach Schleppenbach sure appreciated our coverage of it too. So thanks, and a shout out back to Ryan Schleppenbach. But congratulations to Owen on his 1000th point. And
quality kids. I mean, they going through
like
the handshake line. They're shaking hands. They're not just slapping 5 and rolling their eyes at you. I mean, when I talked to him, he looked me in the eye and shook my hand, and I told him good job. And
that means a lot.
Quality
too,
kids. Yep, absolutely. Yes. You know what? Honestly, I didn't want that to happen.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't want him to get his 1000th point here. But when the game's over, hey, I mean, that's a kid who
did it.
That's a heck of a good accomplishment.
He got it. He earned it. So
he did.
Give him credit
for it. Good for them.
Yep, he sure did. All right, so let's go to last night. Then you was a doubleheader with Coach B-Dub and the girls, and then you guys played the second shift here, and a late night for you last night, but a nice win for the Huskies.
We just locked them down defensively again. those 3 games, our defense is really good, and another night in the 40s for our opponent, which, you know, we gave up a few early. You know, the first shot they make is a defended 3 by Bryson Heck from probably 6 feet behind the 3-point line, and then you start thinking, oh boy, is this what we're going to see? Is he going to make 10 tonight or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But again, we didn't have Trey on him. You know, he went for 24, but Trey, we moved Trey over to Mike and Matson, who's a kid who can fill it up, and is averaging probably 15 or 16 a game, and Trey held him to 6. And then I thought our other guys, the doctor kid, we did a good job on, actually didn't score. And one of the 3 guys, you know, we're really concerned about on the perimeter, along with Bryson Heck, who's just a fantastic basketball player. But then we win the battle inside with Dieterle at 6'7". You know, he gets 9 points and 3 rebounds, and you know, we get 10 points from Landon and 9 rebounds out of Landon. So we won that battle, and that was a huge concern at 6'7". I mean, we're
absolutely.
You know, Landon 6'2", and Al at 6'5", who, you know, got bonked in the head and had to sit out. Early in the game went down and didn't play, but I thought again defensively we were really good, and the matchups we had to win, we won, and you know, I think we had 8 assists, but man, it seemed like we had an assist on every basket. I mean, we moved the ball so well, and got in the lane, and you know, I think back to the Killdeer game again, where we got in the lane and just had so many roll out, and last night they rolled in, and you know, Jack led us with 18 points. Braden had 17, Landon 10, and we had Bjorn 14 off the bench.
There you go, that's cool.
We switched and got Jackson out on the wing where we like him. I mean, he got 2 buckets going to the hoop off the wing, which is big. He had 4. Trey had 5 with 5 boards, and you know, did a job on that Matson kid. So you know, all around again, we played, you know, our 7-8 guys, and we're really solid on the defensive end, which led to a lot of our offense. We rebounded, we got out and run.
Yep.
Which is, I mean, those easy baskets get you going.
I think I saw in the Daily News that I think Landon was near double-double. How many rebounds did he have?
Yeah, he had 10 points and 9 rebounds.
9
so
rebounds.
He was one board away from a double-double.
Dang it.
And, you know, that was big for us. But I really think Bjorn off the bench, you know, the couple of games this weekend, you know, Bjorn had 5 and had 4, and Bjorn off the bench had 14 and was really aggressive going to the basket, which is what we've been asking him to do. And, you know, maybe the situations, maybe the matchups, but last night, you know, he really went to the basket hard and you know, really efficient. 6 of 9 from the field for 14 points and 6 boards. Just a great night for Bjorn. Yeah. And a great night for all of our kids. I mean, they all played well, and they were locked in when we started. And, you know, it was 18-14, you know, and it's like, okay, it's gonna be a battle here.
Yeah.
And then we stretched it out in the second. I remember when we got it to 8 in the second with about 6 minutes to go, and they called timeout, and I said, now's the time. So we got a lockdown right now, and then, you know, we end up ahead. What was it, 39-25 at half, and that
was good. Set
the tone for the third quarter. We did the same thing there, and then just kind of cruised after that. So, a good win, a good region win. You know, we're 3-2. You know, you want to stay away from Kindred if you can. So you want to be the 2 or the 3 seed, and you know, that last night's a big game, and a game where, if you look at where we've had trouble with teams, Central Cass had 2 big guys that hurt us. Hillsborough had 3. You know, Kindred has 10 guys that are big. Yeah. But, you know, last night was a concern with 6'7" under the hoop, and then with Bryson Heck at 6'4", 6'5" on the perimeter, and we just did a great job defensively.
I think that was just the first time you played Valley too.
Yep, first time around.
So yeah,
that's our last. Well, we haven't played Northern Cass yet. Next Friday we got Northern Cass, so then it'll be their turnaround. But we turn around Friday night with Lisbon, so we're back at.
I was just going to say, let's bring up Lisbon. That's your next game, and that's Friday night here at home against Lisbon. It was a tough game out in Lisbon. What do you expect to see? Same in the same?
Yeah, they kind of go with a different lineup now, and maybe one more shooter on the floor. You know, we we had 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter and just kind of, thought we were going to cruise, and we didn't play defense in the fourth quarter. And, I think that awareness is there now for us that we got to defend. And, it's going to be a tough game. They again bring some size inside. This Gilbert kid at 6'6" and Tapson at about 6'5". So, if we can do a job with those two guys, and I like our quickness on their perimeter with Bittner and Cordero and Adair. I mean, I feel like we match up okay. We just got to stick to what we're supposed to do. We had so many times the last time we played them where, somebody would be driving and we'd help off a shooter and they make a three.
Yeah.
And, we've really shortened that up. And I think last night after the game when the coaches are talking, Jordan said it to the boys. These last 3 games, we've been locked in on the game plan. We know who we're supposed to guard, who we're not supposed to, who we should help, and I think that's a big step forward for us. So
that's a big key.
We're making some really good progress here in the last few games.
One of the things, and I'll let you go here pretty quick, Coach, but one of the things I noticed on one of the websites I looked at, you guys are averaging over 61 points a game, giving up about 51. You said you didn't have that cumulative stat yet, but I mean, that's a pretty good average right now. I mean,
that's good.
That's a 10-point average on a win, and the record right now overall is 6-6. Yeah, 6-6. So I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I'd take that.
Yeah, we're sitting. Our non-conference schedule's tough.
Oh, you darn right it
is. 4 wins in Thompson and 2 Hillsboro games we played already.
Killdeer, Beulah.
And Killdeer and Beulah. So it's been tough, but I think that's getting us ready. Hillsboro, we were complacent. We were just thinking we were just going to show up, and they showed us. And that kind of flipped the switch for us, I think, and it's got to continue. We got done tonight, and Coach Caveney's like, man, we had good energy again tonight, and that's just got to continue, and that's tough when you're coming off a game, and it was a tough game last night, a late night for the kids, and up in school right away. But I think they're understanding that if we're gonna have a chance here in March, we got to be prepared right now, and I couldn't be happier with how they're playing so hard and playing together in practice and in games.
I got to mention, too, on Sunday I was over at the local grocery store, and I saw Bjorn Kubalo over there pushing around the grocery cart, and I said, hey, you got to work hard on a Sunday after a long Saturday? Yeah, I guess so, So it was cool to see him around, and he was very pleasant to talk to, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we went out and we actually took practice off Sunday, went bowling, and the kids had some pizza, and we went out to Terrace Lanes and bowled, and just had a little fun and kind of gave our legs. The legs needed a break after that.
Sure,
so
absolutely.
We went and did that. It was fun.
All right, Coach B-Dub, you got anything for Coach Ralph?
No, I mean, he's already a little bit over, so I don't want to leave him here any longer than what he is. So, I mean, maybe one day you'll get your own show.
All right, who's your pick? Chiefs or
Super Bowl.
Eagles? Because we don't have a show next week.
Well, I'm going to pick the Chiefs.
Chiefs? Okay.
There's 11 players and 5 refs on the field, all going for the Chiefs. So, I mean,
there you go.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Now we're going to get banned by the NFL. We're going to get fined.
That'll be the next thing. All right, Coach. Good luck here again against Lisbon on Friday, and then you got back to Region 1 again starting on Friday. So good luck to you and the boys.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for you guys' support.
Appreciate it, man. And we'll be right back with Tim Janing, assistant basketball coach for the Cowgirls, coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Second chance. At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make,
cha-ching,
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
At Smith Motors in Wahpeton, our goal is to find the vehicle that fits you, both in lifestyle and budget. Do more with the spacious GMC Acadia, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hardworking GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive experience featuring high-quality service and low-pressure sales. Chevrolet or GMC, the selection is great. And if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Smith Motors, small-town friendly, big-town.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show. It's brought to you by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and brought to you also by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28, our own cable channel on Red River Communications Cable. That's channel number 28. And is our audience causing havoc here in the break?
No, I got Chad in the shot now.
Oh, do you?
He doesn't know it. No, you're right there. Chad, wave. Wave at everyone, Chad. See,
Chad's wearing his Three Borders Sports stocking hat.
I got him back there, so he's in the shot.
Chad's in the shot. Look at that.
So, welcome, Chad. Chad is our studio audience.
Yeah, we got a studio audience. We don't have them very often.
I'm feeling the pressure.
We officially have a live show now. So
it's true.
Yeah, live.
We haven't given him a microphone so he can ask questions.
We're not going to give him a microphone.
No,
we are not going to do that.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah. So.
And was Ralph giving you some static as he left and walked out the door?
Well, I mean, a little bit, but I mean, that's every day.
No, that's true. That is true.
I have to fight with that guy every day about gym space and all this stuff. Who plays first? Who plays second?
Yeah.
And who gets the good bus? Who gets the bad bus? I mean,
I thought you always got the bad bus.
We do. They took the good bus to
they always do.
to Valley last night.
Yeah.
All right. I asked him. I saw him in the gym. I go, how come we get that bus and you get that bus all the time?
I'll let you guys fight it out.
Yeah, there we go.
We're joined now by assistant coach of the Cowgirls. That is none other than Tim Janing. Tim, thanks for joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
Assistant girls basketball coach. And Bogey, get well, my friend. Bogey's not feeling too well and under the weather.
Yes,
and it's kind of been that with the whole team here off and on. You know, I've been talking to Brian about it too as well. We'll talk to him later. But even the Cowgirls squad, you guys are struggling through some illnesses there too, and kind of getting through it.
Yeah, just before Christmas, we had a week rough patch with Anna Spear being sick, and we were just kind of short on numbers with Jonica being down then, and we got through that, and now here we are again. We have a couple girls out and our coach out, so got to get healthy.
Got to get healthy, and you got a few days to do it, and we'll talk about the Frazee game coming up on Friday. But first of all, let's go back and we'll talk about the Pelican Rapids game, a tough Heart of Lakes game. I don't have it on my thing here, but I think you won the first game over in Pelican Rapids.
Yes, we did.
And so it was a tough HOL game for the Cowgirls, and unfortunately for the Cowgirls, they came out on the wrong end of the stick and lost by 10 to Pelican Rapids that night.
Yeah, we had that game circled on our schedule for a couple weeks. We knew they were going to be ready for us, and we're game planning for them. And they came into our gym ready to rock, and they shot lights out right from the get-go. And I think we started off down 11 within the first 3 minutes of the game, and then we finally started scoring some points, and our defense tightened up, and we started chipping away at the lead, and then they ballooned it back up right before halftime, and
That's right. Yeah,
they ballooned it up to 14 points, I believe, and then we went on a pretty good run ourselves, and I think we went on like a 13-0 run to get her down to 1 point, and it went into half, and then I think they opened it back up to like 14, and then we got her back down to 5, and then we just had a rebounding lap, so we gave up like a few offense rebounds and
some second chance points that quite didn't work out well.
So that's been our point of emphasis in the last 10 days is just getting back to boxing out and just giving them one opportunity.
Yep. Let's fast forward then to tonight, or excuse me, last night. You took on another Section 6A opponent, which was a good matchup for the Cowgirls, and it was a big game for the Cowgirls. And they come out on the winning end of the stick there, 69-54. So a nice win for the Cowgirls. And I think toward the end, it was even closer to a 20-point lead. Chad was helping me on the call there with that one, but I think it was even a bigger lead at one point than that.
Yeah, I think we got her up to like 26 or 28
at one point. Yeah, it was a big lead at one point, yep. And then when the subs came in, then it kind of turned to a different story for a little bit.
Yeah, and there again, we started off, we've had a tough time coming out of the gates this year. It seems like teams shoot well on us to start, and then we just start to wear them down, and they lose their legs, and we kind of keep ours, and we just chip away at it, and we end up turning them over and creating our own leads. So that's like what we just tell our girls not to do, is not to panic, because our girls work hard, and they work hard in the weight room, work hard in practice, and we know they're in shape, and we know that we can wear teams down as the game goes on, and we've kind of proven that time in, time out this year.
Yep. And I had some girls in triple figures. I had 3 girls in double figures. Yep. You want to go through some of the stats there that you got?
Yeah, Parker, her offense led us with 21 points in that game. She had 8 in the first half, and then 13 in the second. And then Jonica, she had a little blood incident right away in the first half, probably 4 minutes into it or whatever, and she had blood all over her uniform. So
it was just a finger, from what I understand.
Yeah, it was a pretty good cut on her finger, but it bled pretty good, and it was on her jersey, on her shorts. So then we had to go back to the coach's office and get her new outfit, and when she got her new jersey on, she came back in and she started hitting shots. And
she's not going to switch to 13 for the rest of the season, is she?
I don't think so. She made a comment about that, but no, I think she's good in her number 2.
I think so.
Yeah, so she ended up with 16, and then Sydney really had a nice game too for us offensively and defensively. She had 12 for us.
Yep. So the 3 there that you hope to get some leadership out of, you got it for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I, the 2 Janing girls, your daughters, didn't quite get the points, but again, defensively and rebounding and things like that, the Janing girls came through. And then we also got to mention the bigs. You talk about Mariah and Erin a little bit too, along with your daughters.
No, absolutely. Like our bigs, they're not always scoring the most points for us, but they're getting offense rebounds, defense rebounds, and they're long. They're tough to score over. They're misdirecting shots all the time. They're deflecting passes. I mean, they're vital to have on the court with us. Yeah, and then Piper and Ava, like you said, their offense wasn't quite there last night. They each had, I think, 6 in that game.
Yep.
And but Piper got into foul trouble right away, so her minutes were cut down. But yeah, their defense, they're never going to take a play off, And
no, I'll agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and our whole team, we're really starting to buy into our defense and our pressing, and we know our defense leads to our offense.
And before we get into the next game, let's talk about that pressure defense that you have. And again, Coach Bogey and I have talked about it a few times here on the show, but talk about that pressure defense. And you'll switch it up from time to time too as well.
Yes, I mean that's what we kind of take pride in, is we try to keep other teams on their toes. If we start off in a 2-2-1 press, and we give them some fits in that, and they'll call a timeout, and we'll try to switch to something different. And you have to give our kids credit, because I don't think a lot of teams have 5-6 presses that they switch off between, and then different half-court zones, different half-court traps. Like our kids are pretty locked in, and it's not every team doesn't have that luxury of having that.
Yep. Very much so. All right, Coach, let's talk about what's coming up next. Again, a Heart of Lakes battle here. You're going to be taking on Frazee. First time you met them, it was a 15-point win at home, and this time now you're going to travel to Frazee on Friday.
Yeah, that's never an easy place to travel to. First of all, it's an hour-and-a-half drive.
Yeah, it's not a short trip.
And, yeah, it's just they have a Division I girl named Jaden Sonberg on their team, and I mean, everything goes through her. And then they also have Bryn Larson as another shooting guard. They just have nice length. They're 5'11", 5'10". So I mean, and they're both guards. So I mean, we really have to use their pass fakes and just make sure we take care of the ball when we're playing them. And that's definitely how they'll give us a run for their money if they can turn us over. And they're another team that shoots a lot of threes. And if they're falling, look out.
It would be nice to get another HOL win for the Cowgirls to keep that intact, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to look ahead, and I know you guys don't like to look ahead as coaches, but I'm going to look ahead to Monday. Again, you got another Section 6A game coming up, and that would be Brandon Evansville, correct?
Yes, I think so. I think they're one of the teams that is not above 500 that we play on our schedule. Like I think we've only played 4 teams that are not have a winning record this year.
I didn't notice that, but yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, and it's just we always keep saying, it's another big game, but it really is. I mean, all these. We have a tough schedule this year, and like every win's important for a QRF, so we can try to. Our goal is to get the number 1 seed in the section.
Absolutely.
Just so it's not such a tough road to get to where we want to be.
Yep, and for sure host that first round game.
Yes. Yep. And I think this will be a team that has a losing record, but I have not watched any film on them yet, so I don't really know much about them yet.
Like I said, I'm looking ahead. That's what I do as a play-by-play guy. I look ahead, but you guys as coaches don't do that very often.
No, not unless we have a lot of time on our hands. That doesn't usually happen.
Quickly give your JV team a shout out here. You lost a tough one against Park Christian.
Yeah, from our first JV game to where we are at now. I'm so proud of those girls. They're all 7th and 8th graders.
And you don't have a lot of numbers.
And we don't have a lot of numbers, yeah. And it was pretty eye-opening after that first game, but the girls keep coming to practice and keep getting better. And
I'm impressed.
And we lost. We were down by, 11 points or so in that game last night, and we switched up our presses in that game, and we started getting some turnovers, and we ended up getting the lead with 38 seconds left.
Yep, it was less than a minute.
And then we got a steal with 20 seconds left, and then we turned it right back over and turned it over on their end too, and they had a breakaway, and they went up for the lead, and with 2 seconds left, and we just had a desperation shot after that. But it's been fun. The last 2 games we lost in the exact same situation actually, 2 games in a row. So we're in games. I think we're 6 and 8 or something right now for JV, something like that. But every game they're usually in, and it's been fun coaching them.
So again, it's a treat to watch Cowgirl basketball. If you haven't seen them yet in person, make sure you do. Otherwise, we got all their home games here on Three Borders Sports Network. B-Dub, you got anything for Coach?
He's got a hard job. Like him and Brewer and Goulon, those guys have a really hard job when they have to coach JV and all that stuff. But not only that, he's got 2 daughters that play on the team. So what's that like at home?
Yeah, it's
good question. That's a good question.
That is a good question. It's just it's. I don't know if they truly love it, just because I'm coaching them on the court, and then I'm probably talking too much at home. But I try to have a little separation there, but it's hard to at times, and I'm sure I get under their skin more times than not. But no, I truly do enjoy coaching them. It is pretty amazing because they have great attitudes, and they don't talk back, and they're very respectful, and like I said, they don't ever take a play off.
And I've noticed that too, the relationship between the two. I'm sure Piper, the older one, she'll straighten out Ava if Ava says or does the wrong thing. She'll do it, but she does it with command, I guess, and respect. But I've noticed during the national anthems, which I think is pretty cool. I see a couple of other girls holding hands, and they got their hand on their heart, but yet they're hand behind their back, and a couple of them hold hands, and there's 2 sisters hold hands too. I think that's pretty cool during the national anthem. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I just hope they're not taking it for granted because it's pretty rare for sisters to be on the court together.
Absolutely.
I think it's pretty cool, and I hope they're enjoying it.
I bet they are.
They do a good job. They do a really good job.
And I've said this on the air too. I think I've noticed the difference between Piper last year and Piper this year, even Ava too. But Piper more so this year. She looks stronger, taller, just more aggressive, I think.
I totally agree. She's, like I said, she kind of got thrown into that starting spot last year with the Jonica injury, but and she wasn't quite ready for it. But like you said, she's just put on a lot of muscle, and she's just stronger with the basketball this year, and she's getting to the rim and finishing now, and it's just she's come a long ways, and it's fun to watch.
Yep, they both are. The whole team, Cowgirls team, is fun to watch. All right, we're going to let you go. We're running behind here, so I'll let you go, man. Thanks for coming in tonight for Bogey. Bogey, get well soon, and we'll be right back with head coach of the BW Storm wrestling team. That's Ryan Brandt. Sitting in the wings, he's putting up a chat over there. We'll be right back.
Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and also presented to you by Red River Communications and Red River Communications Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner, and he is Brian Watson over there behind the computer and pushing buttons and everything. We have a live studio audience tonight with Chad Affield. He's taking care of the green room. You called it the green room, so
I did call it the green room. So I don't know. We need some. We're not gonna have to pay him for that, are we?
I ain't paying him for that.
No, we're not gonna pay him.
No, he's not getting paid for doing that.
Yeah, maybe if he came and he ran a camera like he does sometimes.
Yeah,
we might. Pay
he
him
did
for
take
that.
a bottle of water, so
we're charging him for that.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
Not getting that for free.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's entertaining Adam Ortsum over there right now. He entertained Ryan for a little bit. And they're watching Hogan's Heroes over there in the green room.
They are.
How about that?
We like it.
All right, we're joined now by BW Storm wrestling coach. That's Ryan Brandt. Ryan, thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me again.
Yeah, we missed you last week and unable to be here, but appreciate you coming in tonight. A little warmer tonight, too.
Yeah, not negative 30 degrees outside, so that's nice.
We appreciate you coming in. And we were just mentioning off air here, when I was putting together my notes here, you only got two more meets?
Three
more meets?
Yeah, we have.
3. Yep.
We have the rescheduled one next Friday.
Yeah, that's right. That's Thursday and Friday. You got a double. I shouldn't say double. It's back to back. 3. Yep. Thanks, Chad, our producer in the background telling me. So you got a Grand Forks Central coming up, and let's go back and talk. I think you had the Lisbon tournament here too.
Yep.
I'm sure you got some things. You're pretty good with having stuff in your mind there, so you go ahead and rattle off the stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot going on up there besides wrestling for these 4 months, so I remember things pretty well.
All right.
We went out to Lisbon. It's a pretty tough tournament normally. It's a lot of Class B schools. This year, a couple other Class A schools added it because they got rid of Metro duels up in Fargo, which is where a lot of the Class A schools went to beforehand. So like teams like Mandan and Bismarck St. Mary's and stuff like that came in to the tournament, and Devil's Lake was there as well. So we got a couple more Class A schools in there to make it even more hard than what it was beforehand for us. And we were doing pretty good going into it as far as our guys. Thursday night, the night before, we wrestled at Fargo South, and we kind of got a little hurt. Knox Bolte wasn't able to wrestle last weekend. David Erlinson ended up pulling his hamstring at Fargo South, so that kind of hurt us there. So he's we're kind of being very cautious of it right now with EDC and State coming up here pretty soon, as those are kind of the more important things for us right now. But we did get Henry back, so we were able to see Henry kind of wrestle again last week. And some of the guys that did really well were Henry. He ended up upsetting the #1 seed out in the Lisbon tournament and ended up placing second out there. Chase Marsh ended up placing 8th after he also suffered an elbow injury out there. So we're still kind of waiting to see if we're going to have him back even at any point this year. He might be out for the whole year. It's kind of dependent on how that goes. Luke Anderson continuing to improve every time he goes out there. And he ended up getting 7th, beating some more kids.
That's pretty dang good.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at him from where he started to where he's at now, he's picking things up. The little things that he was missing right away at the beginning, like the feel and just kind of the touch that comes with wrestling, he's starting to get those things now. So you're starting to see him have more success, and he's having more fun with it now. It's not just him going out there and get beat by kids he thinks he should beat. So, that was great. And then Riley Kappas got 5th again for us out there as well. Wrestled a really good tournament against a lot of really good kids.
I think since we last met, too, we should go back and look at the Fargo South meet. I don't think we had talked about that Fargo South meet, did we? Because, it was that Thursday after we had the last coaches show, and you weren't here. But you want to talk about the Fargo South one?
Yeah, we wrestled really well. I mean, we won 54-24, I think was the final score of that match. And we forfeited 2 weights, so half their points came from forfeits. So they only won 2 of the matches that we actually wrestled that night. But it was a good duel for us, a good kind of warm up before going to Lisbon and wrestling in that tough tournament. The only downfall was that we did kind of lose David and Knox there for a little bit. But
so
Knox,
David was hurt in the South match.
Yeah, he got kind of a little freak accident. He didn't think he wrestled as well as he should have, and then so afterward, he's getting a little extra work in. And ends up just taking a shot against the air and kind of pulling his hamstring a little bit. So just kind of a freak thing. And like I said, we're kind of being overly cautious, I think, about it a little bit. But we also want him for the end of the year, not for like right now. And he's kind of a kid, like even when we were at Lisbon, he's out there trying to warm up the whole time. And me and his dad are sitting there asking him, like, how does it feel? And he's not really giving us a yes or no answer to, like, if he was going to wrestle or not. And I finally asked him, like, can you wrestle like how you can wrestle? And he didn't. He's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, well, you tell me. You tell me I don't know. Is you wanting to say no, but he's not going to say no to me. If I would have told him you're going to wrestle, he would have wrestled.
Sure.
But he wants to be out there with his team. He wants to be competing. But sometimes those kids, you have to tell them to kind of know we take it back a little bit. So we're hoping we can get him back by next week so he can wrestle in the last 2 home duels for us. It's kind of just a waiting game with that, though.
Sure. All right. And now, right now, currently, the Breck Wap Storm, the BW Storm, are sitting in 7th place. And then tomorrow, now you got Devils Lake and Central in a triangle.
Yep. And those should be good duels for us. We should be competitive duels. I know like Central's a little banged up right now too, and Devils Lake, we had a few head-to-head matchups out in Lisbon against their guys. Some of them we came out on top of, some of them they came out on top of. So our hope tomorrow is kind of just, let's be competitive in those duels. We know we're a little short-handed when we go in there against them. But I just want my guys to be able to compete. And, a lot of those matches are going to be good EDC seeding matches now for us. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're focused on tomorrow.
You're going to have to be, because I think right after that, then, and you talked about it a little bit too, on Thursday and Friday of next week, you've got the Fargo North makeup one, and then you got a duel against Red River and Central Cass. And
Yep.
So that's going to finish off the regular season.
Yeah, and then we go right into EDC, and then right into state, and then we're all done.
That's just crazy. It's coming that fast. All right, so let's back up a little bit now, and you mentioned it a little bit in your talk about how you're looking at trying to get things set for the EDC wrestle-offs and your seedings and things like that. How do you look at it as a coach and for the health of your players, i.e. David and others, I'm sure? How are you looking at that as you come into these matches against other EDC teams?
Yeah,
and the standings.
Yeah, some of them are more of like, I'll just use David as an example, because when we were out at Rotary, we wrestled a lot of kids from out west that we hadn't seen. And necessarily we weren't going into those matches like wanting to show everything that we can do in them. Still trying to win the matches, obviously, but we want to see what the other kids can do. So we know we're going to have to wrestle them again. If we can get a game plan set on what they do, like their favorite shots and like what they do on top, what they do on bottom, then we can kind of plan for that and try to take that away next time we wrestle them without giving away what we want to do. That's kind of what we're doing with like our guys now wrestling these EDC matches. We're trying to win them, but we're still also trying to figure out what are these other kids doing that we can beat them at, and where are their weaknesses at, so next time we wrestle them, we can exploit those.
So when you do that, are you making notes like a basketball coach would do, and you're putting it on a clipboard somewhere, on an iPad, that whatever you use nowadays?
Yeah.
Are you making those notes somewhere so that?
Yeah, Coach Erlindson's kind of my guy for that. He sits over at his chair for a little bit, he'll write a little bit, then he'll stand up and yell a little bit, and he'll go back to writing, and he kind of goes back and forth. But yeah, he's kind of the one that, he takes notes on our team, and he kind of takes mental notes, and he does a lot of watching from the iPads, from like how we record matches and stuff. He'll go back and watch them at home and stuff, and kind of just take notes down of what each kid needs to do and things like that. So that's kind of his thing that he really likes to do. So yeah, he's the guy that I usually ask about and things like that.
To me, that's interesting because, of course, I was not a wrestler of any way, shape, or form unless they made us do it in Phi Ed. But, when you talk about basketball and how they scout and look, and you're basically doing the same thing, and you're doing it right there in the match.
Yeah, we do it from
the tournaments and whatever.
Kind of period to period, too. That first period we realize that we can't beat this kid on our feet, then we have to either go on top or bottom. And we try not to go back to our feet with them. Or if we know that we can ride this kid, we're just going to pick top, so we get 2 minutes off the clock and just ride him and try to get extra points out of him.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
So you've got, again, the home matches here are the 6th and 7th against Fargo North, and they are below you currently in the EDC, and also with Red River and Central Cass. Central Cass below you, and Red River is all below you. So those home matches that you've got coming up are teams below you. So you're going to want to make sure you win those games to stay where you're at, or not fall any further in the EDC, correct?
Yeah. I think, realistically looking at it next week, all three of those duels are very winnable duels for us. We match up really well. North has a pretty good team. It depends on which team kind of shows up for them, but when they have their full roster, they're pretty tough. I think they've lost a lot of really close duels. Like they lost to Central last week by 1 point. So I mean, they're competing right up in there. They're just a little short-handed in some areas on their team. And then same thing with Central Cass. They made it to state last year as a team. They graduated a lot of kids, so they're kind of in that rebuilding phase right now of their team. And then Red River, we've already dueled once this year, and we beat them at Sertoma, so we're kind of hoping that that's probably how it's going to go again for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really excited for those three duels to kind of be at home and be in front of our fans and things like that. So
that'll be cool. That'll be very cool. All right, B-Dub, you got anything for Coach?
I have a question just in regards to like state qualifying. I mean, I know you go to EDC, but how does it work for you as a team to qualify to go to state? You can have so many individuals, but at what point does it become your team gets to go to state?
So with that, it's kind of a thing that us as EDC coaches are trying to change. Right now, it's based off of your regular season.
Oh, really?
So the top 4 that finish at the end of the regular season are the top 4 that go into state for the EDC. So you
Just
could
in the regular season,
just in the regular
not in the
season.
EDC tournament.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to change right now.
Wow.
And we're hoping to bring it to like all the ADs and the EDC, and hopefully that they can maybe change it to what we want. But yeah, right now it's kind of a not a great system because, you know, we have teams like, for example, Valley City, we're behind right now, but we beat them in the regular season already. But they've beaten 2 teams that we've lost to, and they're not probably going to make it to state because we beat them at some point.
Wow.
And they definitely didn't maybe have their best team at that point. Like we didn't have our best team at the beginning of the year. So it's kind of one of those things. We're hoping that we get to the point where we have an EDC dual tournament at the end of the year that decides the 4 teams that go to state instead.
So what gets decided then in EDC? Since your state qualifiers are during the regular season, what is EDC for? Just
your individual.
Just individual.
Yeah, just your top 8 individual guys.
Sure.
So or girls.
Interesting.
No.
Very
Or
interesting.
girls, yeah. Speaking of that, you got any updates on the girls?
They went to, where did they go last week? They went to West Fargo High. They had a tournament last week at West Fargo High. And a couple of our girls were able to place. I know Claire Lathrop, I think, took 3rd. Aubrey Boson took 5th. Grace Kozowski, I think, took 5th. And then I want to say Bella Dahl took 5th as well.
Cool.
So, you know, we're getting more girls on the podium.
Yeah.
They're wrestling really well. They're improving a lot. You know, they're in the practice room, but I'm always so focused on what my boys are doing, so I'm not really focused on what they're doing all the time in there. But yeah, Trayton and Madison are doing a really good job with them, and I hope that they can get all 6 of them to the state tournament this year. That'd be kind of cool for them to do that. So
very cool. It was kind of interesting. I saw it on one of the sports channels or sports TV stations here, local out of Fargo. They did a thing. I think it was on Red River Girls wrestling squad, and they had a room full of girls in there practicing against each other. And I thought, and I think the article or the reporter said they'd been doing it for like 20 years, and it's like 20 years. All right, no wonder you got a room full of girls. You know, we're sitting here with 5 or 6 girls, and you got 30 girls up there wrestling. No wonder you got a good program up there.
Yeah, and kind of the thing too is like we're one of the only girls programs that's in Class A that's just our like town. Like we have Breck and WAP, but we're like just Breck and WAP. Like Fargo's all co-opted as one team.
Oh.
Grand Forks is all co-opted as one team.
Oh, I didn't know
West
that.
Fargo's all co-opted as one team. So they got multiple schools that are bigger than us that are all pulling girls from.
Gotcha.
So that's why they're able to get 20 to 30 girls out. We're only able to get 6 to 10 to come out for us.
Well, all right, Coach. Good luck tomorrow up in Grand Forks, and you're up at Central tomorrow. You're taking on Central and Devils Lake, so good luck to you.
Thank you.
Squad, and appreciate you coming in on it.
Yes, thank you guys for having me again.
Appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back with Adam Wertzema, head coach of the BW Blades hockey team. Coming up next right here on Giants Coaches Show, right after this.
Agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag. In Wahpeton, talk to Rick Steckler.
Minn Kota Ag Products has helped farmers with all their agricultural needs as the farming industry has expanded. They provide farmers with all their chemical, fertilizer, seed, grain, and elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. Proud to be a partner in your operation since 1941. Download the MKAP Grower 360 app from your app store today to see current market prices, your tickets, and any essential information for your operation. Thanks for all your hard work.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Is your app?
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by Giants Seeds and Snacks, and also presented to you by Red River Communications and Red River Communications Cable Channel 28. Thanks for coming on back with us. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. B-Dub, you got everything under control the way it seems.
I got everything under control, I think.
Chad, too?
Chad's under control over
Our
there,
studio
too.
audience, Chad's under
I
control.
don't have him in the shot right now, but he's been doing a good job of handling everybody in the green room that we've dubbed it now. So we appreciate it, Chad.
I think he was Googling hair and makeup or something. I think he's
Was
going to
he?
start maybe doing that.
Googling hair
When
and
people
makeup.
prepped for the show.
Hair and makeup now.
I mean, that's what he does.
That'll be the next thing, hair and makeup.
I mean, he just comes in, he tries to contribute, he's moving
Yeah.
stuff around, offering people water. And,
You're on at
you know.
7:45. Come see Chad. 20 minutes before he'll get you ready for the camp.
Come sit with Chad in the chair.
We'll give you the prep questions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And here we go.
That's what we should do.
But that just means that I have to pay him, so we don't want to do that.
No, we don't want to pay him.
No.
No. We'll just give him a bottle of water and he's happy. He can have all the roasted peanuts he wants and
all the
candy.
chocolates he wants.
Yep, and all the chocolates he wants.
Yeah, that way then Ralph won't get any.
That's right. But he had some before he left.
I know he did, and he won't complain about them too. So.
Was he?
Yeah, that's what he does.
All the good ones are gone, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're joined now by BW Blades coach. That is Adam Wertzema. Adam, thanks for coming on in on a January evening. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to be back, Joe. Thanks for inviting
Appreciate
me.
you coming in. And wow, we got a good season we're going to talk about too. But the thing that's on my mind and the top thing that's on my mind, and it's probably you've thought about it yourself too as well, but I got to bring it up. 8 overtime games. And what are you, 3-5 or 5-3?
I think we've won 2 of them.
2 5-1. That's what it is.
Yeah. There's an overtime. There's a tie, and then there's 5 losses, and then 2 wins.
And right now your overall record is 8-12-1.
Yep. So that you
So
flip
look at where
those,
that would be, huh?
Right. No, we've definitely had those conversations to talk about that, right? And probably the thing that's and that's just a growth point for our team, or something we have to grow through, is that we've had the lead in the third period of like 5 of those games.
Yeah.
And we gave up the lead, right?
Ugh.
To go into overtime. So, it's just a part of the game where, and it's, you definitely get, you know how it is when you watch, you watch the end of every game at like the professional sports level, you can tell that it goes up another notch in that last, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the game, people start, and you definitely feel that. And I think earlier in the season, that definitely got onto us, right? Like we'd maybe start making decisions a little quicker than we need to, throw the puck around, and all of a sudden you're giving the other team more opportunities than you were earlier in the game.
Yep.
But
what a difference that could make.
Oh yeah, and it's huge, and that's just where if you look across, most teams we're playing, they got 6-7 seniors, right? Who can take care of business, and we're a young team.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have that next year. So
I was just going to say your number of seniors again. Remind me.
We have
year?
1.
Just 1.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's David Beams, our lone senior this year. He's a goaltender.
Yep, he's a goaltender for you.
Yep.
I got to smile. You got to be smiling underneath too, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, we're having a lot of fun.
Oh, I'd say.
I think one thing that's been nice is like, well, let's just take last week for we had 3 games that week last week, and our first game was against Mayport, and that's a team we lost to in overtime at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And so we were excited to get into that one, and we just did not have our best effort. You know, the energy wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, the sharpness, the focus that you'd want was not there, and guys are frustrated. So that kind of worried us because on Thursday we had a big game against Prairie Center, which
that's my next topic.
Which a huge section game for us for section seating and all of that. And so you just don't know what team you get back after a showing like that, right? We came back on Wednesday and had a good practice, and then on Thursday we came back and really played well. So we were able to like forget that poor showing, right, and come back and have a better game.
Yeah, it was a tough game against Mayport for you guys, and then to come back against Prairie Center again and come away with one of your overtime victories.
Yeah, and it was an overtime victory, but I mean, if you were at the game, I don't know if you're there or not, but I mean, we kind of took it to them.
Yeah.
Like we had the ice tilted in our favor for most of the game. We were offensive zone possession time was really good, and we defended well, and I think it went into overtime, but we could have easily won that game by 3-4 goals too at the same time. So we're working on goal scoring. You know, that's one thing that's it has to kind of come naturally. It's tough to coach, right?
Yeah.
But because it's all a matter of getting those opportunities in games and then learning how to do it, right? So the fact that we're getting the opportunities, guys are getting more experience with getting the puck on their tape in high scoring spots.
Puck on the tape, B-Dub. Did you catch that? Puck on the tape.
You're learning new stuff.
Get the puck on the tape.
That's where you want it. No, we call them area code passes. You can't just put it in the area code. It's gotta be on the tape.
2 things tonight.
It's good
Look
stuff.
at me go.
It's good
Area
stuff.
code passes.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
You
learning
learn-
everything.
Maybe you should take up coaching hockey.
So now, no. So now, and I don't have the section standings here on my sheet. I thought I had them, but I didn't. I think Prairie Center still maybe ahead of you a little bit.
No,
in the
they
section?
would be below us at this point.
They are now below you.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've beaten them twice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
we would have the head, and that's usually what it goes by, head-to-head. And then our overall record, one team we've lost to would be on the lower part of the section would be Morris Benson, and that was another overtime loss early in the season. So it'll be Northern Lakes, Fergus Falls, and Alexandria probably ahead of us, and then Wadena, Prairie Center, Wilmer, and who am I missing?
Well, Northern Lakes is up at the top.
Yeah,
right?
they're going to be the top seed, and so.
So, all right, so before we get on to that more, let's talk about Becker Big Lake again on Saturday. So you had a Thursday, a Saturday game. You had a home game there against Becker Big Lake and a nice 4-3 win there too.
So this is another thing we looked into or just as a coaching staff that we focused on is a 3-game week is a long week.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, that's a 6-day week.
Yeah.
So you got 3 practices and 3 games. That can wear you down, right? So by
Sure.
that 6th day, you might not have the energy you had back on Tuesday, right? So we started scaling back practice a little more, maybe not working, doing things that are so highly intensive on the body for those days. And so that Saturday we came on, we played really well, and so that was good to see. Like we're growing stronger. We're able to put 2 games together, right? You want to build that consistency throughout the season, so you know a game that's going to show up, right? And that was again another game, just like Thursday. We outpossessed them. We possessed the puck in the offensive zone. We defended well. We got out of our zone quickly. Like we don't want to spend a lot of time in our defensive zone, right? It's pretty hard to get scored on when you got the puck 180 feet away from your own net, right? So, but we just been working on things like in hockey, it's a fluid game. The puck can change possession between teams 3-4 times in what?
Yep.
At any time, you're not guaranteed possession, so. Working on those things in the offensive zone where if we don't have what we want, where do we want to put the puck so that we have someone to keep possession? I'd maybe call it a check down if you're a football guy, right?
Yep,
Like you got nothing, just hand it, throw it over the middle, 3 yard, keep possession, do something positive, right?
Yep,
So
gotcha.
we're working on those plays in the offensive zone where put the puck behind the net, keep our cycle going, and keep possession because keeping that puck, like I said, that far away from the net.
You got to be happy. I mean, I remember, even last year, the year before, with shots on goal, and you kind of just touched on it briefly here during our conversation this evening, but your shots on goal have got to be way up higher than they were in the last couple
I think
years.
we've flipped them dramatically, and
Have to.
And I've gotten, I don't know who, I've had the guys' parents, they go look back and look at the stats and look at our past 5 years, and the amount of improvement we've made on giving up shots and then getting more shots is just, it's really dramatic,
Yep.
right? So, and that's where you see our record starting to dramatically improve too.
Yep. So when your goalie's getting shot at 60 times a game versus now maybe 20 or 30,
it's a different deal.
It's a
right.
whole, and then you're putting in twice as many shots than what you used to too. So
Exactly.
Or more.
Right.
Yep.
And that just comes with possessing the puck more, right?
Crazy.
Being in the offensive zone.
Yep. That makes a big deal. All right. So coming up now on Friday here, you got a big one against River Lakes.
Yeah, it has another overtime game we had, and they're ranked 18th in the state right
Yep,
now
yep.
in Class A. So we're excited to go down there because I think, we already showed that we can play with them.
Yep.
Right, and this would be the kind of win that would just kind of tell the rest of Class A that, you know what, these guys, they got a game that can show up that can beat anyone in Class A, right? And we want to, that'd give our guys a lot of confidence going into the postseason here.
I bet you're getting a lot of respect around the section right now too. I mean, yeah, the Blades have come along and won 8 games, 5-3 in the section. I would hope the other coaches are saying, you know what, Adam, you're doing a damn good job.
Yeah, the handshake lines, I'd say they've been different. When you're really when you're really struggling, they shake your hand and kind of let you know, hey, keep working hard. You guys are improving. Now it's just kind of like a game.
Yeah,
when you beat them, right,
too much
they don't
credit.
want to give you too much. So that's kind of fun. But we have great coaches in the section.
Yeah.
I got to know all of them. We've had a little bit of turnover with Northern Lakes, and Alex
Okay.
got new coaches this year. But I get along really well with Fergus's coach, and it's been fun. And anytime I've reached out to any of them, they've been really good to me.
It's your 3rd year, right?
Yeah, this is my 4th year.
4th year.
Yeah, so now I'm starting to get the
Sure.
hang of the reins, right?
Yep.
Handle the reins. So,
Yep.
but
Well, it's a fun time for the BW Blades and better times to come, but we're not done yet.
no, we're gonna peak in about 2 weeks here.
How about that?
We're gonna see where it takes us.
How about that? 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, that's when the section.
We're going to
tournaments
get
are.
a home section tournament? Or
Well,
game?
yeah, that's looking
Still
that
don't
way.
know yet.
Yeah, it won't be for sure till I think the 12th. That's when we vote as coaches, and then they go up. But that would be we've hosted in the past a home playing game.
Okay.
So that's when 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9, or whatever
Yeah.
that goes. So this would actually we'd be the 4 seed, and we'd actually be hosting a quarterfinal.
How about that?
So we win that, we go straight to the semifinals.
I'd take that.
Yeah. So
All right.
and then you get in those games, one and done situation, a couple bounces.
Yep.
We would
Or in overtime.
We would be if we were able to get through our first quarterfinal game. Not going to look too far ahead. We'd be playing a team like Northern Lakes, which last night Fergus played really close, and we played with Fergus. So, but like I said, we're going to be better in 2 weeks. So,
Awesome. All right, B-Dub, you got anything for Coach?
Is this the best season the Blades have had?
I mean, in the past, since I've been here, I know the year before I started, when I helped Evan out, they had a good group.
Yeah.
They had a great season. I think they had more wins than losses. Took care of the Park Rapids and those teams, and then they hosted a playing game that year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which they lost,
Yeah.
and that was kind of a heartbreaker. But I would say, this team's got to be right up there, and they're so young. We're basically going to bring the same team back next year. So.
A little different in the arena for games.
Oh
than
yeah,
in the past.
Yeah, we're definitely getting a lot more
Yeah.
fans.
The barn? Yeah, the barn,
and
yeah.
One thing that helps, we got Tony Lopez does a great job advertising, getting people there, and the stream has been really great. Getting people from far away to watch, and I know he's gotten it at the Brew. They play it when we're playing, and the Wilkin and stuff like that. So, but no, it's I would say, I think the style of hockey we play is fun to watch. We move the puck. I want our guys to have the puck. I don't like dump and change unless you can dump it and we can get possession right away. Why? You work so hard to get the puck, why would you give it up?
Right, sure.
And I think that's a fun style for kids to play. And when you have the puck, you want to have it more. So,
Right. Yep.
But I was going to tell you guys, if you want any information in our section, if you're on Twitter, it's Class A guy.
Okay.
And he kind of handles all of Class A
Class A
hockey.
guy.
So we've been in his highlights a lot, and he always highlights what's going on in the state, and he can kind of. So he's the kind of guy who, after we beat Prairie Center last week, he's like, that's got to lock up the 4 seed for us, right? And he kind of follows that stuff and keeps
cool.
people in the loop if you want to be.
All right.
So.
Like it.
I'll make that note. All right, Adam Wertzema, again, good luck here. You got River Lakes we talked about coming up on Friday, so good luck with that.
Thank you.
Good luck to the Blades the rest of the way, and hopefully talk to you in 2 weeks.
Yep,
We'll know more.
Sounds good.
All right, Adam Wertzema, head coach of the BW Blades. Coming up next, we got none other than Brian Watson, head coach of the Lady Huskies, coming up right after this. suffering from an ankle sprain or a hit to the head? Did you know that a chiropractic adjustment can decrease ankle swelling by half and get your athlete back to their sport quicker? Or dizziness, brain fog can come from a neck subluxation. With 20 years of chiropractic experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic knows personally how chiropractic adjustments can get you back to playing your sport in no time. Request an appointment online at HornsteinFamilyChiropractic.com or call 701-672-1300.
Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at WahpetonDeliandEatery.com or call 642-3639.
No matter the time of year, there's never a bad time to get your ride sparkling at All Seasons Car Wash. Your ride deserves to shine all year round. We'll see you at All Seasons Car Wash.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Farmers, be ready this planting season by contacting Yield Advantage for all your seed and planting equipment needs. They carry high-quality products from Precision Planting, Intelligent Ag, Copperhead Ag, Outback Wraps, Wear Parts LLC, Midwest Seed Genetics, and more. Yield Advantage can help your planter from basic service parts to liquid fertilizer setups. All of the latest technology and often significantly less than buying a new planter. Be ready to hit the field by contacting Yield Advantage, 218-517-7878, or online at yield-advantage.com.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
For 75 years, Corner Drug has been your trusted Health Mart pharmacy in Wapaton. As the prescription specialist, we're dedicated to your health. We provide immunizations to keep you safe, along with Health Pack compliance packaging for easy medication management. Plus, our medication synchronization ensures all your prescriptions are ready when you need them. Experience personalized care and expertise at Corner Drug, where your health is our priority.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and also presented to you by Red River and Red River Communications Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner, and he is Brian Watson.
It might have been a little bit of echo there, but I think I fixed it. So.
Okay, well, we'll blame Chad.
Right?
Chad's over in the green room right now, and he has nobody with him.
Should I put him back in the shot again?
Well, we're going to interview you, so you don't need
wave
to.
Again. You can wave again.
Wave
Chad,
again,
so
Chad. All right.
He's done a pretty good job of keeping people
He
entertained
has.
back there.
Yeah, and he's brought them to the fridge and said, there's the water or pop, whatever you want.
He's been watching Hogan's Heroes, so.
Yeah, we got Hogan's on over there.
There we go.
That was partly for me, too, but I appreciate that.
Paid, so
No.
he knows that. So.
All right, let's get talking basketball, Lady
If
Husky
you want
basketball.
to.
Let's
If you
do
want to,
that.
let's
You
do
had
it.
a,
Let's do it.
Lady Huskies coming in right now at 5-10, but before that, you had a little West Coast swing, if you will. You were out to the western part of the state and took away a couple of nice wins for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, we were way out there.
For the Lady Huskies.
I had never been to Beulah before. I've been kind of all over the state, going to college here and stuff like that. And,
yeah.
But yeah, I'd never been to Beulah. That's way out there.
That's a fur piece, as they say back in the old days.
Yeah, it was a long, long way. I think a little over 5 hours for us to get there.
Yeah.
We stayed in Bismarck.
Yeah.
Weather wasn't real friendly. It was a little bit warmer out there. It's been cold here, but it was a little bit warmer out there. But the wind was nuts, and I think we really only probably went about 40 miles an hour in the bus. We had the good bus because the boys weren't playing; they weren't on the road.
They were home,
so we got the good bus.
Yeah.
But the wind, it took us a while to get there.
It was whistling pretty good.
Yeah, we were a little bit off schedule, and we got caught up. But we did. We go out there, and you never know what you're going to get, and you have a certain expectation to go out there and win games or whatever, and we were able to put together a decent game against Beulah.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes you don't know what you're going to get when you're missing players, and we were missing a couple players.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you had some due to illness, as Coach Janing went through too. And
yeah, our team's kind of going through it right now.
Yeah.
So we were missing Hallie, and we kind of knew early on that Hallie wasn't probably going to make that trip. At least in my mind, I felt like, okay, she's probably not going to be well enough to make it. And then she wasn't. And then we got to Bismarck, and Piper wasn't feeling very well.
Another one.
So, her mother came in and picked her up and took her back to WAP. And, we kind of expected to have her, and we weren't. So now we're down two.
Two starters.
Two starters, and our main ball handlers.
Yeah.
So we had a little bit of concern about, hey, what are we going to do here? And, Via's been playing pretty well, so we stuck her in the starting lineup. She's been, playing pretty well. Not just got back after injury, but, we're like, okay, senior, you're going to have to get in here and see what we can do. Then we started Camry Malk, too, as well, who did a good job out there in Beulah. And we put together a nice game against them.
Yeah.
We had a good defensive game. I think we held them 22 points or whatever it was, 20 points. Our offense wasn't gelling as well. We were under 50, but for the most part, I think considering the circumstances and the travel and all that stuff and missing players and having some girls on the floor who maybe haven't spent a lot of time in a certain group, I thought we played pretty well. We didn't shoot it as well as we could, but overall it was a decent game for us. We only had 0.88 points per possession, which is fairly good, but we held them to 0.38, which is really good.
Really good. Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. Scored out of our defense. We got 15 points off of turnovers. Some things that we had been talking about. We felt like we were just more aggressive. We didn't turn the ball over very much, and when you do that, and you're able to play solid defense, you can win games. So it was a good deal for us.
That was a big win for the Lady Huskies on that one there.
We had Olivia with 11 points.
I was just going to say, I know Olivia had a good game out there.
Yeah, she shot the ball really well. She was 4 of 8 from the floor, had 11 points. Scout led us with 16. We didn't have anybody else in double figures, but we had a lot of girls score. Claire had 6. Sienna had 4. Skyly Poolskamp, who had extra extended minutes because of those guards being out. She had 3 points, knocked down a 3-pointer for us. Ella Langewalter scored. So the majority, and Jalea had 5 points. 5 points, and I think she had 4 rebounds too as well.
Yep.
So nice stat line for Jalea. So.
Yep. Good job there. All right, so then you spend the night out there, and then you head over to Standing Rock, and I think if I remember right, Standing Rock had not won a game, or had they won one game?
Standing Rock had not won a game.
So how do you treat that going into that one? You treat it like they're 0-0, or you treat it like they're a 500 club, or you just don't know and let's go play? How did you treat that as a coach?
I mean, we have to just treat it like another opponent. Yeah. I don't think you can look at records, okay? And I kind of said, yeah, we won the game against Beulah, but I felt like, if we played that way and had the same kind of offensive output, that maybe it might be a different game at Standing Rock, even though they haven't won a game. They play fast-paced, they play physical, and sometimes we don't do so well with that. And fortunately for us, we had things clicking on the offensive end.
I was going to say you scored 70-plus points.
Yeah, we scored over 70 points, and for us, that's really good. We were over 1 point per possession, and they were 0.64, which is better than what Beulah was, and we scored 23 points off a turnover. So our defense was clicking, and we had things going on the offensive end, but I think for a team that hasn't won any games, that's kind of a scary team to play.
Yeah.
And you're playing on their floor, too, as well.
On a Saturday, short turnaround.
On a Saturday, short turnaround. You got a little bit of rest or whatever. You just never know. And, we started out, okay, and then they started to make a little bit of a run. We didn't make some adjustments on some free throws. They got some fast break points and things like that. But for the most part, we settled down. Via had another nice game where she had 9 points all on threes, knocked down 3 threes. So we felt like she was playing really well. And then we got 22 points out of Scout. She had a double-double. I think she was 22 and 10, I think, in that game. And then we got a really nice game out of Claire Woods.
Oh.
Yeah, she had 17 points.
Claire did?
Claire had 17 points in
that.
that game. So the Woods girls led us in that game. And that's another game where almost everyone who played scored a basket. We had 2 girls that didn't score in that game, but to see Claire come in and have a really nice game, along with Scout and Olivia, have another nice shooting night, and then you get a bunch of other girls in the scoring column, I think is really good for us. I think it builds some confidence for Claire. I think I had a certain expectation for her once the season started, but we still have to remember she's just a freshman.
Yeah.
She started out just playing varsity, and then we moved her down to play a little bit of JV to give her some minutes and build a little bit of confidence. And I think that's kind of paying off now here a little bit. To see her put up 17 points there in that game, I think was good. We had a little bit of size advantage and height advantage, and we were able to use that, get that ball in there, and see her finish. We've been able to get her the ball down there. but sometimes we don't finish, and she did a nice job of finishing.
So nice 72-40 win. Was 72 your highest output? I don't have your whole season on here. I think I do.
Believe that
but I think
is
that's your highest.
Our highest point total of the season. Yeah.
So that made the 2 wins made the bus trip a little bit shorter on the way home, I hope.
Yeah, even though it was kind of a long ride from Standing Rock, even you know, it was a nice bus trip, and a good trip for us to play and get a couple wins and build a little bit of confidence and see if we can move back in the region play some good basketball.
Well, speaking of that, as the Lady Huskies come back and they took on a Region 1 contender again last night, Valley City, and 12-2 Valley City. They ranked number 5 in the latest poll. Tough game for the Lady Huskies out in Valley City.
A little bit, you know. So we talk about getting a couple wins against 2 teams that we felt maybe we should be able to get wins against. But then we also have to look at, you know, our play in those games. Now, we were able to score some points against Standing Rock, and we were able to beat Beulah and hold Beulah to 20 points and Standing Rock to 47. But I still kind of said after those 2 games, once we got back here, I'm like, okay, it's nice to get those wins, and we got to enjoy those. But I still felt like maybe our effort in those games, even though we won those games, wasn't good enough to do the job against Region 1.
Sure.
And I kind of made that clear that we're going to have a different effort level than we did out west when we come back and play Region 1. And we didn't have that effort level last night. We didn't play with the kind of intensity and energy that you need to play with in Region 1. I feel that Region 1 is the toughest region in the conference.
I would tend to agree with you.
All due respect to Region 2.
Yep.
You know, I think that Region 1 is the toughest region.
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom, I think that it is. Because I think that, you know, I think that any team can beat any team. Even when we're playing well, I feel like we can beat any team in Region 1. But that goes for everybody else, you know. And you kind of see that within the middle of the region. Oak Grove and Northern Cass are kind of tied in there. And then you got Central Cass there, and you have Kindred and Valley at the top. But on a given night, it's already been proven that anybody in our region can beat anybody.
Yeah.
And it takes a really good, solid basketball game, start to finish, in order to get a win.
Yeah.
It's outside of last night, we have led in every game that we've played, and double-digit leads.
That's
you know.
You told me that earlier today, and that's an amazing stat, if you will. You've led in every game, sometimes by double digits in every game.
Yeah.
But yet on the wrong end of the stick.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You can't just play one good quarter in Region 1. You can't play a good half. You can't play 3 good quarters. You've got to play 4 good, solid quarters of basketball. And if you don't, you're going to get beat. Because the teams don't quit. They don't quit.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about Central Cass, how they played Kindred, and Central Cass didn't score in the first quarter. They were down like 17-0, and that kind of went into the second quarter, and they turned around and win that game.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you have to be able to play solid the entire time, and hopefully for us, you know, after a game last night, hopefully something clicks, and you know, the girls get together and say, hey, you know what? The effort that we're putting forth isn't what we need in order to be successful. Let's see if we can turn it around. That's going to have to start in practice, because the way you practice is the way that you play, and then see if you can turn around and make that work in a game.
You know,
and we'll just have to try and do that.
It sounds cliche, and I hate using cliches a lot, but it's got to come from in here for some of them.
It does. You have to play with a little bit of pride. We talked about that as well. You know, this is a basketball program that, you know, in the past had struggled a little bit, and then there's a lot of girls who came before the girls who are playing now who put a lot of time and energy to really rebuild this program and you know, take it to state 4 times in 15 years, where it hadn't been in 27 years, you know. So there's a lot of players who take pride, even though they're not playing anymore. They're proud to be a Lady Husky, and they want to see that continue. And it really is up to these girls to kind of understand that. It can be different when you've had success, because all of these girls have seen our program be successful.
Yep.
So you feel like maybe, okay, we just slide in and we're just successful. Well, it doesn't really work that way. You have to put in the time and the work and the energy, and you have to go out there and play with a little bit of chip on your shoulder, things like that. And I hope that we can kind of understand that and get to that level.
Yeah.
Because at times we see it. We see it within some of the games that we've played in where we've been ahead and we've come back and won some games. We've seen a little bit of that, but we just have to figure out a way to harness that and have it be full time.
Yeah, we're going second time around, and we're second time around Valley City, and then you got Lisbon coming up on Monday. So
yeah, we have Lisbon coming up on Monday, and hopefully we can have the same type of game that we had against them the first time and pull off a win, and then after that we've got to get down to business.
And like you just said, the mindset and the heart. Even though we beat them by 40, almost 40 the first time, we can't think that when we go into this one.
No, it's not an easy win.
No.
We played Lisbon last year. We were up, I think we were up 20 on them the first time that we played them, and then it ends up being an 8-point game.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. There are teams in our region, you can't look at their record, because I can tell you right now, Lisbon is going to want to come in here and beat us. And they're going to play.
Sure betcha.
They're going to play the entire time to beat us. They're not going to come in and say, well, we can't beat them. We haven't won a game in the region. That's not how they're coming in here. They're coming in here like, well, they've only won one game in the region. We can beat those guys. So they're going to come in here to try and beat us. And we've got to be able to, like I said, play with that pride, protect your home floor, and see if you can, get a win and build off of that. Build off of what you've done against whatever team, and then move on to the next game. Say, okay, this is what we did. We did all these things right in this game. Let's see if we can go and do these right.
Well, it's going to give you a few days off here toward the end of the week. You got no games, just some practices. So hopefully everybody gets healthy and comes back on Monday.
That's a big key for us too. We need to get everybody healthy. We've got some players out still. Even after the game last night, I know it didn't go our way, and whatever. But we're not 100%. So it's going to take a little bit here, and we have some time here before we play Lisbon to see if we can get everybody back to 100%.
Yeah. So I wish the Lady Huskies and you, Brian, the best of luck here next week, and hopefully things go good for you.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
All right, buddy. I'm not even going to ask Chad if he's got any questions for you, but
nope, I'm good.
He doesn't even have a mic, but he talks loud enough. So
I think everybody.
We tried to get him in the chair over there. He didn't want to be in the chair. So.
I said you can come up here and sit with me.
I know. So it's all right.
Well, he can maybe do that at the close if he wants.
Maybe we'll bring him over.
Because we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with our special Comdell Innovation Play of the Week here, folks. Stay with us here. Brian and I will be right back, and maybe Chad for the closing of the show and our Comdell Innovation Play of the Week coming up next, right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
With a second chance. At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make,
cha-ching,
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
At Smith Motors in Wahpeton, our goal is to find the vehicle that fits you, both in lifestyle and budget. Do more with the spacious GMC Acadia, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hardworking GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive experience featuring high-quality service and low-pressure sales. Chevrolet or GMC, the selection is great. And if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Smith Motors, small-town friendly, big-town...
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Seeds and Snacks Coaches Show, and it's presented to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. And there's our man, Chad.
Hello. Hi, Joe.
Chad over there in the big chair.
Yep.
How does it feel to be a celebrity?
Good.
Yeah?
Good. Yeah. I was doing my job back there, so
he was doing the green room stuff, so.
Figured I'd come out, yeah.
Now you understand we are not paying you, correct?
Oh yeah, correct. Yeah,
Just
I just came over to watch, and then I, put to work a little bit, which is fine.
We'll see if like you being here and being in studio, kind of live audience. We'll see if that like we have
maybe
to
you'll
like,
attract a few more people in.
Right. Maybe we have to put like the rope out there.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
People have to
leave before somebody else can come in too.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The velvet rope.
The velvet rope.
Yep. Might have to do that.
Doorman. I mean,
it could turn into that.
It's a lot of stuff.
It was busy back there today.
Look at what you started. Now I'm gonna have to put a camera over here so people can see what's going on in the green room.
See?
I mean, you're making my job more difficult.
We'll have to get fresh candy for Ralph because
Ralph wants fresh candy back there. It's the one
what? He
complaint I
can
heard.
suffer. He can suffer.
it's only been there a couple weeks.
Until I get the good bus every time, he can suffer.
By the way, my son Adam says that he thinks back in the 2000s, somewhere in there, that the BW Blades girls won a state tournament or something like that. Or they came in second, possibly.
They weren't club, though, at that time, right?
Probably not.
He doesn't think so.
Yeah.
I just asked him that. Was that club? And he said he didn't think so.
Well, a couple of years ago, when they were pretty good,
Yeah, with
and
Coach
then,
Broadland.
And then the next year, they didn't have enough girls.
Yeah, Coach Broadland, yeah.
Yeah. They were fun to watch. We broadcast a couple of those games. Yeah, they were really fun to watch.
Yeah, that's
They didn't have a few of their girls play on the boys' side, did they? Was there a mix?
There was a while. Yes, there was
I-
a time where there were a couple of girls who played on the boys' side.
I think you're right.
I do know. I do
I
think.
think I
that's
remember that anyway, but don't ask me who they were. or anything.
I think
I
that's
just
true.
remember that for some
Yeah,
reason.
I think you're right.
Well, Chad, you know everything that goes on
Well,
in this town.
pretty
So
close.
Yeah,
Pretty close.
So.
Well, I'm sure Wayne Grippentrog will probably be watching this tomorrow, but he'd probably have all the answers.
He would know,
He's
too.
Mr.
Yeah.
Hockey.
Yeah, he's a hockey dude.
Yeah.
So maybe we could have him in sometime.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to stop him from talking.
No, he'd-
so there's
yeah,
no
he'd
way.
keep
You
going.
think Ralph talks a lot?
Ralph got everything kind of long tonight.
He did, but
it was better. It wasn't.
Chad.
I was asking him questions.
That's normal. That's normal for Ralph.
for him.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we might have to start the show a little bit early.
Early, just to
And
keep
then,
on. Yeah.
And then the 7:20, 7:15 guy can be on time. But
Oh,
It
you
was
guys.
kind of getting backed up back there too.
Right.
There was a couple
Yeah,
bodies back there.
We
and
had two
everything.
coaches and Chad back there.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, that's all right though.
right, we got enough room though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Plenty. Yes.
We got enough room.
Plenty. And Hogan's Heroes on the TV. Oh, I was set.
Making him happy. See,
Yep.
Yes.
put it on for him.
Yes.
Put it on for him. So
All right, we got WAP girls basketball on Monday,
that will be
taking on
correct.
Lisbon. So
Yeah.
we'll have that on Three Borders. Noel will have that call over there. And then our old buddy from the past, Raleigh Lip, will cover the boys basketball game in Breckenridge against Long Prairie. The Cowboys taking on
You're
Long
covering
Prairie.
both on Friday.
But you
then, too,
forgot
I
about
assume,
Friday
right?
though.
Forgot about this
You
Friday.
forgot about Friday.
I'm not there yet.
Well, Friday comes before Monday, doesn't it?
Is there something that we don't know about?
Oh, this Friday. I thought you were
There's
talking
something
next
that
Friday.
we don't know how the
Yeah,
calendar
this
works.
Friday we got what?
We don't know how the calendar works, Chad.
Vision. It's
I
all
gotta-
vision.
Yes.
It's called swiping.
It's all vision.
Man, well,
There's nothing tomorrow.
get rid of that flip phone and you'll be all right.
On Friday, the Breck boys take on Frazee, and I'll cover that one, and then the WAP boys will take on Lisbon on Friday. How about that?
Friday night. Yeah.
So you and Noel will
Me and
cover that
Noel.
one.
Me and Noel.
You might want to cover. You might want to tell Raleigh on Monday. It's senior night.
Uh-oh. So senior night
make
on
him
Monday.
work.
That might be a.
Been a
It
while
shouldn't be.
since he did
There's
it.
only,
delay the start
I think
a
there's
little
only
bit.
4 or 5 seniors, so it's
Yeah,
not.
it'll
it won't
delay
be
the
bad.
start a little bit. No biggie. And then no coaches show next Wednesday, and then on Friday, Watt Boys and Northern Cass will be on Friday. So that's our schedule for next week.
Easier week.
It is 2
Light-
days.
light
Light
week.
week. Sorry,
Easier,
easy.
Chad. It's a
Sorry,
light
lighter
week.
week.
He's got a full-time job, remember, and you do too.
Well, yeah.
I got like 4 jobs.
Watts is busier than I am, Joe.
I'm busy.
Oh man, 4
And coach,
jobs.
I got a regular job. I'm
Yep.
on the park board.
Yeah,
I mean, I got this
he's-
gig.
yeah.
I mean, I'm part of a company. I mean,
He's worked since
I got a lot of
he
stuff
probably
going
started
on.
work at 7 this morning, Joe.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I did, Chad.
I know.
I did.
I agree.
I was up early.
Now you're making me
I was up
laugh.
early. I was up early.
He was up early.
I was.
Okay, I wasn't.
Yeah, you're retired.
I slept till
He's
8.
retired.
Retired.
Just sit back, do
Yeah.
whatever he wants.
Wake up at noon.
Yeah. Go have a coffee and
Yeah.
stay at, you know.
Stop by and visit you.
Yeah, yeah.
Or whoever.
He's like one of those guys that's at the coffee shop every morning,
Yeah.
sitting there talking about whatever,
No.
and
They-
have nowhere to go.
No.
And
There-
then they kick
There's
him
a
out
group down there, Joe, isn't
Oh,
there?
I know there is. Yep.
at both coffee shops.
At both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
I
coffee
know.
shops.
I know. Art's at one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Simon,
know. I
he's,
see, I see
Simon
him.
said.
I see
Yeah,
him
I
every
don't
once
go
in a
there.
while, so. Sorry. All right, what are we doing now?
All right, we're gonna.
Off track.
We just talked about the schedule, and I
Yeah.
think we're gonna thank Chad. He helped me out last night again.
Yeah,
so,
no, anytime, Joe.
Anytime he says.
Yep.
So we'll see how that
I'm
goes.
happy to-
Maybe even Friday I'll keep him busy. We'll
That's
see what
fine.
happens.
You driving bus in the morning then?
Yes.
All right.
Busy in the morning, Joe.
Talk about somebody who has a lot of jobs.
That guy
really
does.
has got a lot of jobs.
Yeah, he does. Bus driver, maintenance. And
How about John
park
Randall Field,
maintenance,
Joe?
John
Park,
Randall.
park maintenance.
Yeah, he's working over in Brack. I mean, he's
Part-time announcer on Three Borders.
I like
Yeah.
to stay busy.
yeah, like to stay busy. And then in his free time,
and
watches Hogan Zeros.
Yep.
and a green room host.
Green room host. Well, volunteer green
There,
room
see,
host.
keyword there. Keyword volunteer.
That's
Volunteer.
true.
See, he's learning.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's
I
true.
like it. I like it.
All right. Well, I hope everybody's smiling at home
Yeah.
because we're having a good time here. But it's
They're
time
like,
to
can you guys stop and
stop,
be quiet
please.
and get
Yeah.
on with the show?
time to move on and come to our Comdale Innovation Play of the Week. There were a few of them that we talked about, and we talked about a few of them in the girls' game last night. But I think we came up with a pretty good one.
Well, it's a pretty big play.
It was.
Play in this game.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was.
I mean, come on. now.
All right.
All right, so we're done. Say goodbye to everybody. And then
All
we'll
right.
have
Say
this-
goodbye, Chad.
Yep. Goodbye.
All right. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. For everybody at Three Borders Sports Network, we're going to wrap it up. And here comes our Comdale Innovation Play of the Week right here.
So Sanchez will inbound. Big inbound play. Riggs goes to the corner, not there. They got to go out deep. Riggs with the ball, drives, kicks out to Sanchez. Sanchez going to have a look. Steps underneath the block shot. We're tied at 62, and that will be regulation. How about that?
Comdale Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4 crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdaleInnovation.com. Comdale Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Abby Johnson with the home run, just about to straightaway center field.